coming to you live from the nation's third most dangerous city, Studio 1714.
And this is John, and this is Studio 1714, as intro says. And we have the very good privilege of having T-Trash, the rapper from D-Town, Detroit area. Anyway, I don't know what city you want to say claim, but anyway, you're in the Detroit area, right, T-Trash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's going on, man? I stay all around the metro Detroit. I've been everywhere, in and out.
Yeah,
in and out, but I'm out the box right now. Stay in the suburbs right now.
Stay in the burbs, huh? More of a easy lifestyle, you think?
Easy, but complicated at the same time. You know, it goes both ways.
Yeah, there's no idyllic place to live at, man. Everybody's got problems, some sort of problems.
Yeah, you find even in the suburbs it gets kind of rough. You're right, especially in the Detroit suburbs.
And it's like, now you grew up, obviously, we talked about it before, before this show started, we talked about where you grew up. You grew up, like you just got done saying, in and around all Metro Detroit. So, I mean, you got a good feel for what, the Motor City's all about. And, and it definitely influenced your rapping, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely, 100%. I grew up on the west side of Detroit till I was, about a teenager. And then we had to get out of there. My family was sick of all the shit that was going on. So, and ever since then, I've pretty much been in and out of every suburb around Metro Detroit, downriver to the east side, to the west side suburbs, everywhere.
No, it's like, and see, you got the traditional kind of a background that everybody says, most rappers are coming from. I mean, it's like the urban experience, I guess. I've met up with some other ones that are from the burbs or from the country, and they're pretty good. Some of them are pretty good, so you can't, but you definitely got more of an edge. I was listening to some of your cuts that you sent up, and you got some definite edge. You have very sophisticated sound there. Anyway, we want to cut to, let's people hear some of your stuff. So what track do you want to start out with?
I want to start out with This Is The Way I Am. It's featuring Bizarre from D12, which a lot of people know if he rapped with Eminem. He was all over the mainstream market for a minute. Now he's back in the underground messing with guys like me.
Okay, so I'm going to play this. Hope it goes all. Just give me a second to load it up. And, okay. It's loading up right now, so let people hear it.
Short little clip of it.
Yep.
This is who I am. Known to be trash, so they tossed me in a can. Degraded my name in the bath, said I couldn't make a band. My raps ran like a vacuum. This is who I am. The broke kid in the classroom. I don't have a car or even a yard. Emotional scars. This is how we are. A kid with dreams of being rich, obsessed with fame. I was trashed in school, so I kept the name. I got a big did by the rich kid. It was sick shit, so I got lifted. Don't give a shit how you feel. Ain't keeping my mouth sealed. Motherfucking on your appeal. This is how I'm telling the deal. People hate it here, but I'm loving my land. I rep the murder mitten like it's a glove on my hand. And to all you rich bitches, a scrub's what I am. This the way I am, and I don't give a damn. This is who I am. The one you love or hate, the one you call a fake. Take your daughter on a date. This the way I am. The underclassman, Mr. Trash Man, go ahead and ask man. This is who I am. I'm so weed is storage, my mind's more such things I can't afford it. This the way I am. I know how I'm retarded, and I don't give a fuck if you call me retarded.
I grew up in the project, drinking 40 bottles, no role model, like a gangbanger from Chicago. Ever since I was 8, I wanted to be a rapper, a rapist.
Oh, that's kind of like an anthem about what probably you personally feel about, because if you live around Detroit area, you got like a real disparity between like rich and poor districts. So, I mean, it's like going to school in certain school districts would probably be pretty rough on you if you didn't have the money and the esteem these other people had.
Well, yeah, that's actually the thing about it, is that when I lived in the city, it was like more accepted for you to be poor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And but like there was a lot of crime, which is why my family wanted to move out of there. And then the second we went to the suburbs, we were always like outcasts because we didn't have money. We stayed in the trailer parks, and everybody in the trailer park was straight with you being poor. And I'm a Mexican guy, so it's kind of, you know what I mean? A lot of kids had a reason to make fun of me in school for being the poor Mexican kid who stayed in the trailer park. There's a lot of rich kids in the suburbs.
Yeah. I seen that because I've been around Detroit a few times, and it's like, you just go across the road or down the road a bit, and you're in a desperately poor area. You just go back up in another direction. You could be in Birmingham, or you could be in, Rochester Hills or Bloomfield Hills. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's definitely demarcation points, and basically us against them, and there is the other side of the tracks down there, as there is in this town. But anyway,
Yeah, and there's a lot of suburbs that are like that too.
now you said you're a Mexican. Do you ever do any rapping in Spanish, or are you just like didn't grow up around speaking Spanish, or?
Well, my mom's actually the fluent one, and my dad's more Americanized like me, so I can speak it a little bit, but I can't really understand it. So like, there's a few songs I got, where I might say I drop a couple words in Spanish, but it's nothing like where I rap a full verse or a full song in Spanish. I don't do any of that stuff.
I see. I grew up with a lot of Mexican kids, and they spoke what we call Spanglish. Mostly English interspersed with some Spanish words. They knew some phrases, but they're if you dropped in Mexico, they pretty much lost. If you want to go in the rural districts, yeah. Now,
Right.
so anyway, you're definitely seeing a lot of things going on in Detroit area, like I said, and it lends itself well for your type of rap, and you got a very sophisticated sound. Now, what cut do you want us to play here again? So get people to listen.
This next track I got going on is it's a song featuring Tech Nine, which is my idol. He's one of my inspirations. He's actually the guy I most wanted to do a track with, like, just ever. And I'm probably set right now. Like, there's nobody else I'd rather done a track with this guy right here. He's on the mainstream eyes, but a lot of underground people know him. Like, he messes with ICP, Cottonmouth Kings. Like, he's really big in the underground level. He just dropped a CD actually that was. I'm pretty sure it was number 12 on the billboards for like the first 3 months the album was out, and I just tracked it right before his album dropped, and it's called My Problems, and basically the whole concept of the song is, well, when I was younger, I used to spend a lot of time just being real upset and depressed, and that's how a lot of adolescent teenagers are. And the only time I really felt good is when I was doing like some sort of drugs, and that's kind of the concept of the whole song, just feeling like empty and a void unless you're pretty much doing some drugs. It's kind of a sicker concept, but that's just how I feel.
Well, I'm going to give it a listen here, so I'm going to pull it up here, and like I said, it takes a little while for the computer to pull it up. And,
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, definitely. I've heard of Tech Nine. I've heard of Tech Nine because rap's not like the thing I grew up with, but I even heard of Tech Nine. So he's a pretty impressive individual.
My problems are like no one's. Behind a festival of chemicals that's never showing. I rest my ills on pedestals, my emptiness been stolen by a spectacle of sexuals and ecstasy I'm holding. Should I cut myself? I'm in a rush for help. Instead of down, I'm up. I found some luck when the drugs are felt. I'm hated in my soul, so I'm taking the blow. It gets me high enough to escape from a hole. Daddy told me I'm a mistake, and it shows. So the only time I don't feel cold is when my face is in the snow.
I was born to F up, but the X took me a step up into another level where the devilish never crept up. Except what? When I come down, everything's messed up. Depressed blood, looking for what could cardiac arrest us. But let's cut the malarkey. The X was to depart me, and the acid and GSB mixed with the best stuff for the party. Protecting T-trash to escape me the next hudge with the Starsky. Get away from my problems, I was down for the sex, drugs, and a heartbeat.
I've reached these measures to relieve these pressures. I can't help that. My head's not together. Loneliness gets better, so I need these pleasures. I can't help that. My head's not together. I'm possessed by
Now, did you T-Trash, did you write that one entirely, or did he have input on that, Tech Nine, or what?
I wrote my parts. You hear me rapping was on me, and then he just wrote his verse.
So now,
we just did a regular collabo.
now do you collaborative efforts can be kind of difficult, especially if they're in different locations. Is he Tech Nine's in the metro area down there, or?
No, he's from far away, man. He's from Kansas City. He's still in the Midwest, but that was a good 13 hours as far as driving goes.
Yeah, so you actually met him in person to do this?
Yeah, what actually happened was we had a show. We opened up for him and Paul Wall over in Cleveland, and I brought about like 40 kids just from Detroit, and the guy who was booking the show was really impressed. He actually put me on right before the main acts, and that's how I met Tech Nine, because he was really impressed with the draw I brought, like, just from Detroit. Cleveland's a good 2.5-hour drive, and I brought like 40 people, like 45 people, and we just got to kicking it for a minute, and then we just, I told him how much I appreciate his music, how much of an inspiration he is to me, because he's just his own style of rapping. To me, he's like way past his time. There's no other rapper right now that's just on his level. And basically, we talked about it, and we were able to do a song together, and it was probably the best thing I've done so far as the music goes.
So it seems like you took all those people with you. They're like there must be, you have a widespread of friends there, like a wide circle of friends that are pretty dedicated, hardcore listeners of rap. Because a lot of people wouldn't want to dedicate a couple hours on a bus with a bunch of other people or something to go down anywhere, And so,
right.
So,
but luckily, a lot of my fans like Tech Nine too, so they're like, well, we got this. They actually came to Mount Clemens, and they're like, well, we'd rather support you and just go to Cleveland. Plus, the tickets were a little bit cheaper in Cleveland, so. They were just like, the hell with it. We'll make a road trip out of it.
Now,
the people have never been to Cleveland, so they're like, let's just roll.
See, now me, I've never been to a rap show, so I mean, I'm assuming you got like a hall set up, or is it like a theater set up where you got seats, or is it basically standing room only, or?
You ever hear of Peabody's?
Peabody's no, I don't think I've heard that one. No.
Okay, well, that's a venue in Cleveland. It's just a basic setup, It's got the bars and it's got a pretty big stage. It's got a little different. Instead of a big stage, it has a basement, and it has like 2 other stages, which is upstairs, and there's like a little corridor that leads to like another room. But I was in the main area, and that fits I think he said it fit 900 people, and that show was sold out.
Oh, that's impressive. I mean, it's like, see, I don't know if you're ever familiar with it. Well, you probably are. You've probably seen the St. Andrews Hall down in Detroit. That's right. Yeah. I've been there a few times.
Yeah, I spent a lot of times there outside in the cold. I was just there the other week. Tech Nine was just there actually the other week, and I was there promoting, handing out flyers outside in the cold. That's
definitely going to be a cold spell in this winter. So anyway, other than rappers, what kind of musical influences you've had in your life? You could draw from, I should say.
A big one is Motown. My dad used to always listen to Motown when I was a kid, and I love Motown. Like just about anybody from Motown, especially the Temptations and Marvin Gaye. Those were a big one. And then he got me into like a lot of classic rock too. Like I love Aerosmith, and I even like Kiss. A lot of people just they're like, oh, a lot of people know I used to listen to ICP, and then they laugh at me for listening to Kiss because those two are kind of they kind of got the same thing going on. Just one's rock from the '70s, it's rap from now.
Yeah, I remember I had a lot of friends that are diehard Kiss fans, and they would travel long distance to see them. They would pool resources and and everything just to get to see them. And I mean, I like a couple of their songs, but I never had that dedication to any group like that so much. But looking back now, like when Gene Simmons, a Family Jewels show that he has on A&E, I crack up because I mean, there's so many people out there that are still diehard fans of Kiss. It's great.
Right.
So anyway, what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I'll even admit that their music is the most talented. I was just a kid, and honestly, I think that whole market just got to me. I'll admit I was a statistic to that.
That's like I think Gene Simmons. I still really is surprised about how many people he has that are that are followers of theirs. I mean, and diehard ones. I mean, these people will do anything for them yet. There's some of the guys in their late 50s, early 60s. I mean, because that's a long time, 30-some years they've been around. So right. So anyway,
yeah, I don't know. They're not making music no more, but he makes his money off that TV show.
It makes a lot of marketing too. I guess they have all kinds of like Kiss video games, Kiss pinball machines.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I guess that plays that demographic, my age and older. I mean, a lot of the guys I knew. Well, I'm 45, so a lot of the guys that are a little bit older than me or my age, their brothers and sisters are involved, really into Kiss, and they were a great musical band though. They were musically, they're good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
that's the same thing with ICP. Like I said, I used to listen to ICP. I still admit that I hear, I listen to their shit every now and then, and they got the same thing going on. They market everything, man. They have like lunch boxes and socks and probably even thongs and dopes for all I know.
Yeah, they got like I see people walking around with the Axeman running. We were talking about that, the cutout on the necklace. They have those big necklaces hanging around their neck shut. So that's
Hatchet Man.
A Hatchet Man, that's a Hatchet Man. Yeah, it's just you've got one guy come to the studio a lot. He used to wear one all the time, no matter what time of the day or whatever you saw him. He always had that medallion hanging around his neck. So anyway,
yeah. That's a symbol of Psychopathic Records.
And now ICP is still doing stuff though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're still doing their thing. I mean, things are a little different now with the net. I mean, their CD sales have gone down a lot, but they're still doing their thing.
Yeah, it's like that's I like the idea of being able to download music, but then again, so many people did abuse that privilege. I mean, it's like I bet it did cut into a lot of the artist revenue.
Yeah, I mean, like when I started rapping, which was like a couple of years ago, like I was I used to like talk to a lot of people that were in the game back in the 90s, and they told me promotion is the main key, street promotion. That's what I started doing. Then I just realized even like a few months ago, like how like that doesn't really help as much as online. Like online is the key thing, it seems like nowadays, which is not what I was told when I started out doing this. So I spent like a few years in the streets constantly just handing out flyers thinking that this was the key to making it. But really, man, I think it's online. I think that's the way to do it just because the internet's changed the whole music game.
And by the way,
what?
You brought it up too. I mean, it's like you got a MySpace or a Facebook page you want to send people to?
Yeah, I got a MySpace. It's MySpace, TTRASH, MySpace.com/TTRASH, no spaces.
Okay, and
2 T's, RASH.
Now they can download your music there, or can they buy your CDs or whatever from there? Or
yeah, they can. They can buy my CDs. The last 2 songs I played for you. It's I'm working on my new album right now called Kill Me Now, and it's got the big features on it, which is the last 2 guys you've heard. Both of those, the full songs are on MySpace. You can't download it. So, like I said, the album's not out yet. So, I'm just working on that right now. I got this other group called Potluck that did some work with me as far as music and doing songs with, and work with Cottonmouth Kings under Suburban Noize Records. Then I got some beats from 2 Psychopathic Records producers, which is Stir Crazy and Fritz the Cats, and both of them made beats for ICP, Twiztid, all those guys under Psychopathic Records.
Well, you got a wide variety of people you work with too, and from all over the place. So, So anyway, do you want to play this third track you sent me, or?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, hold on, and wait again for the computer. Wake up, computer.
This third track's called Good versus Evil, and it's basically that's the concept. It's you're good and evil. That's
pretty apparent, I think, in human nature. Here, hold on, we'll see if we can get it going here. Anyway, yeah.
Pretty basic concept, but it's a little twist to it. So
yeah, we'll give it a listen as soon as it gets done loading up. And this is great, though. I mean, this the MP3 file formats really sounds good.
Oh yeah, cool.
Late night chilling with some high school graduates, a demon telling me,
Yeah, I'm drunk and you can have the bitch.
but an angel says that I'll give her mental damage. It's not right, an innocent girl to take advantage. Think I give a shit? I'ma just make a sip to fit the pushy's all she is, and I gotta stick my dick in it. The demon says,
Get sick with it like syphilis. Motherfucking angel, be down with the wickedness.
an angel talks back, don't be ridiculous. She's gonna scream raping you, the type to look conspicuous. Whatever, they lookin' like they wanna lick the dick. So hideous, these bitches ain't nothing but idiots. So I tell her, take a drink, it'll burn, it won't hurt. Tell the truth, it was 100 proof, it's something comfort. If you're gonna do it, be nice and don't dump her.
But if she has a baby, just throw it in the dumpster. I slip with some movies and try to put her under.
You want God to strike down with lightning and thunder? I just wanna hit it back and forth and hump her. We can even do it on the floor if she don't mind rump her. Got a demon to the right of me, an angel to the left. Gotta make good choice, get put to the test. Should I approach the situation with some morals and heart? Or should I just say fuck them all and tear this bitch apart? You gotta be good,
No, you gotta be bad.
give a hand if you're
Or
good.
take everything they have.
Look towards the light quick if you wanna do what's
Or
righteous.
stay in the darkness and live your life heartless.
16 years old and I hate school so much I skip it every day.
So it's kind of about more dilemmas, and within the same head, you got all these voices chiming in simultaneously, I would say.
Yeah, it's basically it, man. That was basically the whole idea of the concept, because I know everybody can relate to that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, they basically, remember years ago, the cartoons used to have like the angel and the devil appearing on opposite shoulders, whispering to the character's ear what to do. And, we do have that. We do have that, potential for good, for bad right there. And, they are always vying for the upper hand,
Yeah, that was the whole idea of the song. And as you can see, the voices, you got the demon and you got the angel, and you can, hear the difference between them both. And you got me, like, just caught in the middle of it.
Right now, who does the more demonic sounding voice? The demon, the bad guy voice. Who does that?
That's all all of that is me.
That's all of you.
All of that is me.
So it's like, so that's, see, now this stuff does kind of fascinate me about rap, is somebody ways of sampling stuff and redoing it and then casting it, you know, you're changing the voice, the pitch and everything else, make it so, I mean, I was thinking it was maybe your voice, but we really couldn't say for certain. And I think that's really cool you could do that. I mean,
yeah, I'm not going to lie. It was the whole studio, but, you know, it was just me being creative, you know, just coming up with a whole new idea of making music.
Now, do you have some songs and stuff that take a long time to come to fruition, you know, to come to a point where you're actually ready to lay down the track, or do they come to you relatively rapidly?
Well, you know, it just depends. Like my first CD, that song was from my first CD, and I made that CD so fast because I was so anxious to get in the game that just came real quick to me. But this next CD, I'm really taking my time with. I've been in the works with it for about a year, and it still ain't even halfway done. So, you know, it just really depends how hard I want to work on it. And this CD, I want to make as professional as possible. You know, I'm going to get it in, like, I'm going to get some decent distribution and get it in, like, the FYEs and Best Buy around the Midwest. Maybe if it does good, I can get it around the whole U.S.
Yes, I mean, now distribution, I mean, that is, you have to like go to like regular, to find a major distribution label to get this out, or do you just kind of bypass that on, do it yourself? You're saying you do a heavy promotion, like passing out flyers. I mean, does that help your sales?
Yeah, I mean, actually with the flyers, I noticed it's not, what's best is doing shows and online. That's what I've noticed so far. My first CD, I did my own distribution, but when I did my first CD, it was in '06. I've only been doing this for a few years as far as taking it real serious. And my first CD, Chaotic, I put that in a bunch of mom and pop stores, but all of them are out of business now.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like, I put them in like 25 stores. Seriously, like 5 of them are left.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Also, that happened with the major, when I was a kid, we had like a few like chains that actually sold records and tapes and all that stuff. And they were there for a while until MP3 format came around, basically, and that's what it faded. I mean, Tower Records actually faded just about a year ago. And that was a major brand. I mean, a major place to go. And they just couldn't compete with the online services and stuff like that, which is actually gives you, I think it's an artist would have to find a way of doing it, but I think it actually serve their interest best to do this way, because there's more revenue coming in for you that you won't have to split up amongst distributors for all their labors and everything else that's connected to operating costs and all that.
Yeah, somebody else told me the same thing. They're kind of like, if you give someone your MySpace, it's like giving them a whole press kit. You know what I mean? It's like giving them a CD, pictures of you. You don't need to give them flyers. MySpace has got it all. Your music, just everything. And they do got a point, because instead of driving to Florida to hand it out to kids everywhere in Tampa at a show, I can just go on MySpace and do it.
Yeah,
do it right from home with my boxers.
Yeah, another thing is too, you can update, if you could add different tracks if you want to, or experiment, or you can make announcements where you're going to appear in that with whom and all that stuff. So I mean, it's like the internet's like, as we know, I mean, Studio 1714 is an internet radio station studio and stuff. So I mean, this and Flint Talk Radio behind me is you can't see because you're on the phone, but anyway, I was like, I definitely want to encourage you to come up to be in the studio sometime for an actual physical interview with the rest of us here in the room, but it was really good to get a hold of you here. And,
yeah, for sure, man.
And I hope that you definitely take off there. And I mean, it's like, so you can quit your day job and, and live off of whatever you make from, your music.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. I don't even want to be rich, but I just want to be able to live off it. This is what makes me happy. This is what I love doing.
Oh, hell, why don't you just stretch for being rich, man? If you're going to, my mom and dad always tell me, you go aim high, you go a little bit lower. At least you got further than you anticipated. So aim really high, man. Aim for the, look at Gene Simmons, man. He makes, $30 million a year in some of his ventures. So that's quite a bit of money. And
$30 million a year. I didn't realize it was that much. Wow.
Well, yeah, it's like he was like did it in the course of an interview. Yeah, of course he's got different ventures. Of course he's tied to Vegas. He does a show at Vegas, and you can't rule that out yourself. I mean, if you get a big enough following, let's face it, we all get older, man. The kids that are listening to you now are going to get older, and they might have a great income, and they're out there with their wives or husbands or whatever. They're out in Vegas. They might want to see T-Trash,
Right. Hopefully that's what'll happen.
20 years down the road, so you'll have a secure income right up to your retirement.
Right.
So, but I don't think that's all the reason why you're into rap, though. I mean, it's like, but let's face it, rap actually is more in the face about, look, we're poor. We don't like being poor. We hope this is our ticket out,
Right.
So anyway, it was really nice talking to you, T-Trash, and I'm gonna probably go leave the show here. I'm gonna be playing one of yours. I'm gonna be playing Good versus Evil. I like that tune particularly there. So, and
appreciate that.
and I definitely hope to see you in the studio next couple of months or so. So I'm looking forward.
Yeah, for sure. We'll keep in contact, man.
Definitely. And hey, like I said, if you had any other friends who do rap and stuff like that, send them our way. We'd love to do an interview either physically here in the studio or like we're doing it with you over the phone. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got my boys in Indiana. I do a lot of shows out there. They're called OS7, and they're definitely they're like my side label pretty much to help me push this next film a lot.
All right. Well, you take it easy there. Thanks to God. Okay.
Late night chilling with some high school graduates, a demon telling me,
Yeah, I'm drunk and you can have a bitch.
but an angel says that I'll give a mental damage. It's not right, an innocent girl